Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and there are a few big developments in the Epstein cases, I guess you could say, especially because we are now going to be moving forward with yet another accuser, another lawsuit, and yes, in this case, this person is said to be underage. Yes, I believe it's either 13 or 14 years old between 2003 and 2006. This is out of Dakota County in Minnesota, and it's a local report. So, there's not a huge amount of details, but it does involve his New York mansion. Why? Why is that important? Well, here's the thing. His New York mansion, and remember this is 2003 to 2006. Let's make sure, let's confirm. We don't want to get it wrong. I hate getting things wrong. Let's just keep going. Child sex trafficking. No. There it is. Yes, 2003, 2006, and was 14. I was correct. So, why is that important? Well, all of that, predates, let me repeat that, predates all of the Palm Beach incidents. Okay? And because it's intertwined into New York, you know that the NYPD and the FBI had already been made aware of Epstein's activity by Maria and Annie Farmer. Maria Farmer especially is going to intertwine with Dershowitz because Dershowitz has made a lot of claims about his relationship with Epstein and said he really didn't have much of a friendship with Epstein, and of course that Virginia Roberts was lying. Well, it was at that point that Maria Farmer stepped forward and told her story that was previously unknown, and there was documentation to back it up. And what else did she say? She said she was working the door at that same New York mansion where underage models were upstairs constantly, the nubiles, as Ghislaine Maxwell called them for Epstein, okay? And she says she saw Dershowitz go up there many times. Now, Sarah, I believe it's Samantha Ronsom. She's another accuser that was not underage and claims to have had a threesome with Dershowitz. So the idea that Dershowitz wasn't taking part in any kind of sex with these girls, underage or not, is just, to me, almost imagination land. Flick off. Thank you so much, brother, for that super chat. So now we have a $500 million claim. Again, I don't know the details of this one. I'd like to see the court documents on it. I know there's a lot of disinformation, misinformation out there, but I thought that this one was important. Now, before we go back to Dershowitz and his appearance on The View, which we're going to get into in detail, okay, because his last appearance on The View, yes, the Epstein stuff was brought up. And again, Dershowitz has always maintained his innocence and now tried to distance himself from Epstein. Here's the deal. The View talks ties to Jeffrey Epstein after Whoopi Goldberg clash on The View. Him and Whoopi went at it. Who cares? Big deal over the impeachment nonsense. I'm going to break down the entire View interview with Dershowitz later today exclusively at my Rockfin because I don't want a copyright strike. I only feel like I can get away with playing this small portion for you where it's basically addressed about how he became being part of the legal team for Trump with the Epstein allegation. So if you want to see the full impeachment Dershowitz breakdown, it's going to be streamed live later on today only at rockfin.com for members. But until then, let's go to the Epstein question.
Last time you were on the show, we pressed you about your ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
You served as a lawyer for him in the mid-2000s when he was under federal investigation for possible sex crimes, including dozens of underage girls. You've also been accused of having sex with one of the underage girls Epstein allegedly lent out to his powerful friends. And now you and that woman have both filed defamation allegations against each other. Did your connection to Epstein give the Trump team any pause adding you to the defense?
That's a good question. First of all, pause. Bad look, Trump. But then again, is the Trump administration really cared about the look at this point? I hate to tell everybody that Bolton was never a good look, Mattis was never a good look, Haspel is not a good look, Pompeo is a terrible look. A terrible look. And we've done the deep dive on Bill Barr, who, remember, Bill Barr and Robert Mueller were best buddies covering up the BCCI banking scandal, the bank of the criminal cartels international, whether it be in South America and drug dealing, or the Mujahideen and the Bin Laden network, along with all that lovely Iran-Contra stuff that was tied in to George W. Bush's brother, Neil, George H.W. Bush's son, Neil. That's why Bill Barr was the Attorney General for the original Bush. Don't you get it? The swamp is seething with these people. Bad look, but they don't care. Dersh doesn't care. So let's see what Dersh has to say. I assured President Trump. See, that's not how it works. This whole thing has been a protection racket. You could see that Dershowitz flipped the script on Trump as soon as he was elected. And look, Dershowitz tells some truth, and that's what we're going to get into Rockfin when it comes to the impeachment. And don't forget that Dershowitz also embedded himself with the Assange legal team and WikiLeaks back in the day, and even spoke to Assange several times. Dershowitz is certainly not to be trusted.
That's a good question. The first thing I told President Trump when he asked me to do this is about those matters, and I told him there was no truth to it.
The first thing. The first thing. Of course it was the first thing. The first thing. I stepped right up and said, no, I was not involved. No.
Emails from the woman admitting she never met me. I have a tape recording from her lawyer admitting it would be impossible for us to meet and that she was simply wrong. I have an FBI investigation from the former director, and I told him.
Which former director? Are we talking about the Louis Freeh former director? I'd have to see that. I think it is Louis Freeh, but Louis Freeh also not to be trusted. Okay? And when he talks about this recording that he has with her lawyer, I got to tell you right now, David Boies, who is supposedly part of this alleged conversation that we've covered. Okay, the audio has not been released. It's supposed to go to some forensic lab at this point. You got to remember, Boies is not a great guy either. That's the problem here. He's a former Harvey Weinstein attorney. And Weinstein was in court again on his walker today. We're going to do a full thing on that. Apparently, he's masturbating all over the place again, according to a new woman cornered again. It's not just plants. I mean, who the fuck does shit like this? What kind of power trip do you have to be on? And let's not forget, Dershowitz is a great liar, a.k.a. lawyer. That's why he's good at his job.
And that this would be raised and that he should seriously consider whether he wants me to be his lawyer. Look, when Bill Clinton wanted me to help in his case back then, I had to say to him, I was O.J.'s lawyer. Do you want the headline to be?
Listen, O.J.'s no saint. Let's get that out of the way, okay? And I'm not going to weigh into any kind of O.J. conspiracy or theory or any of that. But when you now have a picture of a man who was a serial child rapist over many decades, you now have a picture of a man who was working for several intelligence agencies. You have a picture of a man with a network connected to presidents, prime ministers, businessmen like Wexner especially, who Maria Farmer, that first person who went to the FBI, says was the head of the snake, the Wexner Group. It's not just about fucking Victoria's Secret and models. It's about foreign policy and globalization, believe it or not. Let's get real. And remember, Vicky Ward connected Epstein to who? Adnan Khashoggi. Well, one of Epstein's mentors, Steve Hoffenberg, said that he and Khashoggi, in a recent interview with the Opperman Report, were very good friends for a very long time. And of course, Khashoggi did sell that yacht to Trump. So these are people that have known and worked with each other for some time. So let's get down to business when we're talking Les Wexner. No one else reporting this that I've seen. This is a brand new one out today. Leslie Wexner, Victoria's Secret billionaire who had ties to Epstein. Again, Maria Farmer said he was the head of the snake in my comment section on a video on Ghislaine Maxwell. This guy is the head of the stake. And this is a report, but it looks like it could be done. The billionaire founder of Victoria's Secret, who had ties to Jeffrey Epstein, Leslie Wexner, is in talks to step down as CEO of his parent company, L Brands, and is exploring strategic options for the lingerie brand, including a potential sale. The Wall Street Journal first reported on Wednesday. See, I missed that. A lot of people missed that. Thumbs this up, sub, and share if you guys are new. Okay? Shares of L Brands surged on the news that Victoria's Secret might be sold, rising more than 13% in early trading on Wednesday, although the company has dominated the U.S. lingerie market with about $7 billion in annual sales today. And remember, guys, when we're talking about the fashion world, when we're talking about the art world, it's also a great place to launder money. That's the little secret. That's the dirty little secret people don't want to talk about. And when you talk about WikiLeaks, and you talk about the Panama Papers that most people don't remember, if they even knew about it at all. While Julian Assange sits 23 hours a day in solitary confinement, unable to even look at the charges against him and try to defend himself with lawyers as he's tortured. Yeah, let's not even get into that. It's a whole side issue. Those Panama Papers show that Adnan Khashoggi, the guy we just talked about, was using these kind of shell companies to launder money. It's a technopoly, man. And when we get into that actual deep state, I hate to tell you, but Donnie Trump ain't gonna save you. So guys, we're keeping up on everything Epstein. In fact, if anybody can find the actual PDF file of the lawsuit that's been filed in Minnesota, I would really appreciate that being sent my way. You guys have been awesome on stuff like that and have been great on tips as well. Remember, later today, rockfin.com with a K /Jason Burmis. There's an endorse button. If you press it, you're $9.99, you're subscribed. You get 5 exclusive videos from me a week. Stuff that we probably can't do here on YouTube. So there's 5 videos over there. The thing is, for $9.99, you don't just get those 5 videos. You get everybody else's premium content on Rockfin, which includes, MMA guys, BJJ, wrestling, and then other alternative media personalities like Graham Elwood, Ron Placone, Nico House, The Convo Couch, and more. So consider supporting me through Rockfin. And then, guys, please subscribe here. 3 to 7 videos a day on subjects that actually matter. Not hype, not propaganda, not left-right bullshit. And if you like the truth, we got about 2-3 days before my GoFundMe is up. I really need to hit at least 2,000. So $5, $10, $15, guys. It means the world to me. This is how we keep it going. My videos are demonetized out of the gates. In fact, let's do it live. For those that don't believe that my videos are demonetized out of the gates, let's just go to studio, right? YouTube Studio. Let's get rid of that really quick. Bam. And let's go to the videos right here. And let's go to live. And, of course, we'll request a review right here live. Yep. So, although some of them get remonetized, guys, every single one. So that limits just the view of this. It's tough. They don't want this information out there, so consider it. I love you, and I'll see you on the flip.